what is good worship? I think to begin to answer that question, we need to understand what is worship in the first place. To work off the old definition that worship is the glorification of God and the sanctification of humanity would lead us to say that good worship provides space for those two things to be done in faithful ways, to glorify God and to sanctify humanity in return. I've been so impressed with my classmates who have done projects from their worship leadership context, and I want to offer for us at Trinity Church the second of those two definitions and how we do good worship, I believe, through helping people grow in their sanctification. One of the important angles that we have done ever since we've been online for worship, when we were exclusively online, we did this, and then now we've done it since we've been in hybrid church, is that we do a lot to try to connect our community as they worship. In other words, rather than coming and passively sitting in a pew, or when we were online only, just passively sitting at home watching a worship service, we go above and beyond to try to connect with the online audience so that folks in the room now can feel connected in ways with folks who are online. And so the first example that I want to show you of what I believe is good worship leadership is here during the passing of the peace, which is a very in-person activity. People go around and they welcome each other and they say good morning, how are you? But when you're at home, you're not able to do that, at least not physically. And so what we do is we sort of took the angle to say, in TV terms, we break the fourth wall. So we let the people in the room go and they welcome each other. We cut the mic off in the room, but we leave it live for the online folks. And there I break the fourth wall and I come and talk directly to the people to welcome them and give them instructions, but to let them know that they're very much a part of this worship service so that they can feel more connected. Watch this. Once again, I want to welcome those of you who are worshiping with us online. We're so grateful for your presence with us. Knowing that I can look through this camera and know that you are on the other side means so much to us. Do take a moment, if you haven't already, to do our online connection card. You can go back up in the Facebook comments and find the link to do that, but take a moment to register your attendance with us. Also, go ahead and load your prayer concerns up. Our children's moment's going to be here momentarily, but you can go ahead and put things that you're grateful for, prayer concerns that you might have, and we'll be reading and sharing those aloud here momentarily. Again, welcome to this hour of worship. A second way that we have tried to increase the sense of community and belonging during worship during this pandemic is that we have brought what many would recognize as an old-fashioned sharing of joys and concerns, where people stand up in the sanctuary and they say, pray for me for this, or I'm grateful for this week. We sort of took it when the room was empty, again, as a way to try to connect people across technology, and said, look, in the comment section on Facebook, write what you're grateful for this week. Write some prayer concerns that you have. And we did that early on really in a selfish way, because the more comments that a video gets on Facebook, their algorithm is written so that the more comments you get is the more friction you get, which means the more reach you will eventually get. Eyeballs will be able to see it. Folks who are not watching, it'll pop up on their news feed. And so I kind of did it in a selfish way for that reason. But what has actually happened is this has become a very sacred time in our worship service where people share things that's going on in their life, both good and bad. And now it's even grown to where people comment on those comments and I'm praying for you, or I'm so sorry this happened, or, this is so wonderful, whatever good news you had. And so really people look forward to it as a way to connect in new ways with one another. Now, what's really interesting here is this is a totally new element to our worship service. When we were exclusively in person or just had a live stream going, we did not have this kind of engagement with each other, which meant that a person could actually come in and sit for the entire hour of worship. Now, they would sing together or recite liturgy together, but they would never interact with one another outside of just a quick greeting, either coming or going. This is a way that people interact with each other, share what's happening in their life in meaningful ways, and show love. Pray for each other, care for each other, that kind of thing. Now that we're in person, we invite people in the room to take out their phones and to get on Facebook and go in the comments, and they can list things that they are grateful for, that they need prayer for that particular day. And we do it, there's no noise in the room except for me talking. And then I read these aloud so that people can hear them and they can be shared with the body of believers. Watch this. Let's see. Renee Ownby's thankful for all the rain last night. I am too. It washed our porch off. Y'all should have seen how yellow that porch was before yesterday. It was terrible. But I hope the earth was refreshed with all that rain. Let's see. Pasha, glad that you're worshiping with us today. A few of you, by the way, who are in the room, this is your first time back since all this chaos started, so welcome back. We're so glad to have you, and so glad that you're back in the room. It's fantastic. to return to in-person when you can. Let's see. Connie, Connie thanking Molly, who's out. She's going to be back here in a week or two, I think. But they swapped backpack delivery dates, and so glad that y'all were able to work together and get our backpacks delivered to Gadsden like clockwork. It's a great ministry we have that we are grateful for our volunteers. Let's see. Kim wants us to pray for students in the district as they push to finish the last weeks of school. Yes, absolutely. Praying for teachers as well. It is a marathon this year, especially with all the just stuff. It's just been chaotic. Let's see. Other things that we are grateful for, we want to pray for. Yes, Mary Ellen, grateful to love this church so much that it's a place to welcome friends. We are grateful for that, and we're going to talk more about that. This whole series we're doing during Eastertide is about belonging, and so we want you to know how much you belong here. Chastity, grateful to have started a new job last week. Yes, Chastity, congratulations on that. Also, congratulations, Chastity is on the Downtown Neighborhood Association Board. I saw that you were elected to an office, so thank you for that service beyond your vocational job. Let's see. Ardra, welcome to first-time visitors. We have first-time visitors in the room we're grateful for, as well as online, so thank you for worshiping with us today. Andrew wants prayers for big decisions on the horizon. Tough trip back to Ohio. Yes, glad that you'll be able to join us online when you do make that trip. And continue to pray for your mom with her different health issues that are going on. Worship is ultimately about the glorification of God, but a secondary benefit of worship is that people, by glorifying God, are sanctified in the process. I believe that these are just two examples that we grow in our sanctification, that we grow in our sense of community with one another. We share our struggles, we share our lives, we share the good, the bad, and the in-between with each other. And we leave this hour of worship having rendered, I think, a more deeper and meaningful service to God, not only as individuals, but knowing that we are deeply connected as a family, as a community of faith. And so these two examples are just two ways that we try to help worshipers grow in their sanctification as they glorify God together, to know that we're all in this together.